guys, we've now come to that point in the Best Picture Challenge where I talk about La La Land. Little disclaimer before we get started here, I just want to let you guys know I have seen this movie 3 times in theaters so far. I am obsessed with this movie, and this film has instantly become one of my all-time favorite movies. In case you were looking for a review where I just like bash this movie, it's not gonna happen. So this is just gonna be me talking about how much I love La La Land for like however long this takes. So sit back and enjoy. Alright, so first off, what makes this so fun, this is an original musical set in modern day LA, and it tells the story of Sebastian, a jazz pianist, and Mia, an aspiring actress, as they fall in love and try to make their dreams come true. So this film was written and directed by Damien Chazelle, who also wrote and directed Whiplash. If you haven't seen Whiplash, it is incredible. That was his big breakout film. This is only actually, I think, his 3rd feature film. So, I mean, he's doing big things, and he's only in his early 30s, so I am very excited about the future of film with Damien Chazelle in the picture. The music for this movie was written by Justin Hurwitz, and he did the music for Whiplash too. So these two have been working together for a long time because they actually went to Harvard together. They were in a band together, and I just love that when you have like a director and a composer just working together film after film. Damien and Justin, please keep working together. It's working. Since this movie is a musical, I think it's important to address the music. It is so good. Not only the big musical numbers, but also the score itself. It's just, it's so vibrant and colorful, and then at other times it's just hauntingly beautiful. Like seriously, Mia and Sebastian's theme, that little phrase just, it will haunt you for the rest of your life. It is that good. Alright, let's talk about our actors here. We've got Ryan Gosling as Sebastian, and then we've got Emma Stone as Mia. It's just coming out now that at one time, it was actually going to be Miles Teller and Emma Watson starring in this movie. No! Say it with me! No, I'm sorry, but I can't imagine anyone other than Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone in this film. It would have been ridiculous. I can't picture it. Ryan and Emma have already starred in a few films together, and you can't deny it. Their on-screen chemistry is something else, and it really brought this movie to life. The magic was there. I felt it. Let me know if you felt it. Again, this is a musical, and Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone are not the most gifted singers and dancers. I mean, they're pretty good, but they're not especially talented in that area. However, I think that actually worked for this film. I think it added a lot of charm because they seemed like normal people who were falling in love, and like they were just expressing themselves through song and dance. And honestly, it's not like they sucked. I thought they were pretty good. It was, you know, they both gave respectable singing and dancing performances. And the acting was just incredible. Like they both brought a lot to their respective characters. They were both very endearing. Like I feel like watching this movie, all the guys wanted to be Ryan Gosling, all the girls wanted to be Emma Stone, or at least that's how I felt. I don't know. Other than those two, there weren't a lot of big supporting roles here. We did see John Legend, and we saw just a tiny bit of J.K. Simmons. It was nice to see both of them. Alright, so now we're really gonna get into it. I'm gonna start really talking about why I love this movie so much. So to quote Emma Stone from her Golden Globe speech, "This is a film for dreamers." If you're an extremely cynical person, you probably will not enjoy this film. As I've said a few times now, this is a musical, and as in most musicals, they just randomly burst out into song and dance. But it's not done in an obnoxious way. I think Damien was really smart about his song placement and his decisions in regards to like, this part is going to be all dialogue. This part is going to be sung through. I think throughout this movie, Chazelle's love for music really shines through. He's a musician himself, and he does a really good job in all of his films in like weaving the music into the story. So let's talk about some of these musical scenes. They were incredible. The movie starts off with Another Day of Sun. It's this huge production number on the highway. This scene was filmed in I think like 3 continuous shots. So you really got to see all of the dancing, and the huge scope of what they did was incredible. And of course, amazing choreography and staging and everything by Mandy Moore. Not the singer, Mandy Moore, the choreographer. She's done a lot of work on Dancing with the Stars and other TV shows and movies. I mean, if you look at her her choreography reel on YouTube. It's like mind-blowing. But you can see it in a lot of the other dance scenes too. All of the shots are like these long, wide shots, so you can really see what's going on. And that's something that you don't always see in like dance movies or musicals. They try to like hide things with like camera magic or whatever. Even with these huge, widely shot dance numbers, you don't lose that intimacy. You can still feel what the actors are feeling. So good job, Damien. I need to address the planetarium scene. Again, if you are extremely cynical, you will not enjoy the planetarium scene. First of all, how did they get in there? It was after hours, there was nobody else there. Do we really think that planetarium would be unlocked? Second of all, people don't just float around like that. You can't just dance through space like that. It also doesn't advance the plot. Like, what's it doing there? But with all that being said, it was one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie. The whole thing was shot beautifully. I think it was a gorgeous visualization of what it feels like to fall in love, which is what was happening during that scene. You've got Mia and Sebastian dancing around after their date. This whole film was so visually appealing. The cinematography was just perfect for the vibe of this film. There were bright colors everywhere. You've got the beautiful purple skies, especially in the A Lovely Night number when they're on top of that hill at that park. They definitely were shooting that during the magic hour. Damien has said in a few interviews that he was influenced by the umbrellas of Cherbourg and the young girls of Rochefort? Sorry, I don't speak French, but thank you, France, for all of your bright colors. We love it. Now I want to talk about a few specific scenes. So if you guys haven't seen this movie yet, you should probably pause this, come back to it after, because if not, you might be disappointed when you hear some stuff in here before seeing it. So obviously all the musical numbers in this film are like to die for. But I want to talk about a few other scenes that really like fed my soul. Seriously though, it felt like that. I want to go to all of those parties that Mia was going to. They look like so much fun, but one of the best parts of this whole movie was when Mia, Emma Stone, was lip syncing to Iran at the pool party. That was just freaking hilarious. I'm sorry. It was perfectly acted and his reaction was just ridiculous. It's just a good time. I also love when Sebastian brought Mia to the Lighthouse Club to hear some jazz music live, and he gave that impassioned speech about why jazz music is so freaking great. Because a lot of people don't realize how awesome it is. They think of elevator music when they hear jazz, but it's just fun to hear anyone talk about what they're passionate about, and I think that Ryan Gosling did a really great job in this scene of portraying that. I wonder how he actually feels about jazz music. Can you imagine? Like, what if he actually hated jazz? That'd be crazy, because he was just so damn convincing in this scene. And while we're on the topic here, where can I find me a man that's dressed up all nice and he has those spectator shoes on all the time? Like, sign me up. Another scene that just like took over my heart was when Mia decided to ditch the lame-o mid-date and go meet Sebastian at the Rialto Theater to see Rebel Without a Cause. And she just like ran out of the restaurant and into the street, and she's like, and then she runs to the front of the theater and just stands there after the movie started. She's just like looking for him, and he gives like that smile like, oh my god, she did show up. Ah! It was so awesome, and I want to like run to the front of a theater now when I go and see a movie, but people just like throw things at you, I think. I can't move on without mentioning Emma Stone's amazing delivery of the song Audition, The Fools Who Dream. Just the way the director chose to like go around her head with the camera, and there was so much emotion on her face and in her voice. Again, she's not the best singer, but she put so much emotion into her delivery. It was breathtaking. So like I said earlier, this film was heavily influenced by old musicals, but especially those French ones that I mentioned, and a lot of old Gene Kelly and Fred Astaire movies. But I think Singin' in the Rain was especially influential here. You can see it in Mia and Sebastian's dialogue when they're at the pool party and he's asking what she does, and she's all like, oh, I work on the Warner Brothers lot in the coffee shop, and he's all like, oh, so you're a barista, you're not an actress, like what can I see you in? So that was really similar to Debbie Reynolds and Gene Kelly in Singin' in the Rain when he plops down in her car. If you haven't seen Singin' in the Rain and you like this movie, you need to see Singin' in the Rain, because it's like the OG La La Land. You can also see the similarities when they're walking around the Warner Brothers lot and they're walking past all of those different movie sets. And of course, when Ryan Gosling is hanging off of the lamppost in A Lovely Night. Yeah, buddy! Just like a lot of the other old musicals, they got a lot of montages in this one. Some people were saying too many montages. I disagree. I think it was just right. Last but not least, every old Hollywood musical has to include a dream sequence. I really like the way that Damien incorporated this into the film. He put it right at the end. It was like an epilogue for the whole thing. This is where the film really separates itself from those old musicals. Because guess what? They don't end up together! I felt like I got punched in the face when they fast forwarded to 5 years later and they showed her not Ryan Gosling husband. Oh my god. So clearly, they chose to pursue their dreams and their careers rather than stay together. As heartbreaking as that was, it leads us into this beautifully shot epilogue. At the end of the film, Mia finds herself in Sebastian's jazz club, what are the chances? And she imagines what her life would have been like if she had stayed with Sebastian. So we get little bits and pieces of all the music that we heard throughout the film. We see different sets that were in the film. They kind of revisit things, but maybe from a little bit of a different perspective. Like when she first sees him in the restaurant and she's like, I heard you playing, and he just like kisses her this time instead of pushing her away. It was absolutely heartbreaking that this was not the real ending, but I'm glad that they showed it to us because we still got to see like, ooh, this is what it would have been like. It hurts so good to see it all play out. Honestly, after the initial shock, the ending was kind of satisfying. I think it's way more realistic that they wouldn't end up together. Like all those movies where the people, you know, beat all the odds and they stay together. That's not real life. Like, this is for real. This is a film about the struggle between love and pursuing your dreams. And then that last look that they share when she's about to walk out the door and he's just sitting at the piano. It was killer. It killed me. I died in the seat. I died. But anyway, this film is up for 14 Oscars. That is tied with the all-time record. I think it's tied with Titanic and All About Eve. So that's a pretty big deal. But in the last couple weeks, it's been receiving a lot of backlash. To me, it just seems like it's getting a little too popular and it was too critically acclaimed, and now people are like trying to knock it down a few pegs or something, or trying to like get a different perspective out there. But it just seems all very like, this thing is too successful, so we're just gonna say that it sucks. Like, that's what it seems like to me. Then again, I love this movie so much, so I don't know how much you can trust what I'm saying. But let me know in the comments what you guys thought of the film. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Let me know what your favorite parts were. I guess I have to stop talking here because honestly, I could talk about this movie all day, all night for the rest of my life. I'll see you at the movies, and until next time, much love.